But my take on this is through a documented latest development. And that is he's kind of resurfacing this idea of an everything app. If you've ever heard of it before, it's called X. We've covered it on the pod before when we did a profile on Elon, and he's brought it up numerous times himself. And so the idea here is that he purchased this X domain. It's no secret that he wants to come up with an everything app. Other countries have similar things like this where you can just do so much more than what you would do on Twitter. And it got me thinking that maybe he's just not deploying lowbrow pranks for personal entertainment, but instead he's actively trying to diminish everyone's affinity of Twitter so that when he launches this everything app, there's much less resistance to enter the market.
Okay, interesting theory. Here's my counter. You could degrade the view of Twitter in the public sphere, but in doing so, you're also degrading the view of yourself in the public sphere. And so if you need public confidence to go with you to this new app, you would just think that taking yourself, what is it? It's like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You would think as the baby, because Elon's the baby in my analogy here, he doesn't want to go out with the bathwater, but he's putting himself out with the bathwater, in your opinion, in order to promote a new venture that no one will trust him to run appropriately. That sounds like a man with syphilis.
Be that as it may, I will counter your counter, and I appreciate that counter, but I would assume, if I may, that he may be depending on the uniqueness of this everything app to the US audience. We do not have anything like this here. There is no competition for it. But now if he flips the switch and everything goes from Twitter to X, and now your account stays and all that stuff stays, he just has so much more to offer. And the rebound, the salvaging of this, it'll be such a completely different app. It'll be Twitter and so much more. And he would have taken Twitter so low, and this will be such a drastic incline, like a rocket ship, a starship, like a SpaceX starship. It'll just rocket up because he will have all this functionality and everyone will have it. And it'll be so much better in comparison to just Twitter. I mean, I'm imagining what he may be thinking, that it will be worth it. He is sabotaging himself because he knows that he can recover, but the recovery will be aided by this just enormous influx of capability.
Okay. Let's use another successful. Let's use a successful company to sort of levy this theory against. When Walt Disney had a dream for a place called Disney World,
Disneyland probably, was it Disney World at that point?
Nope, Disney World was the dream.
Okay.
Disneyland already existed.
Okay.
And Walt Disney did not tank the appearance or the enjoyment of Disneyland in order to promote people going to Disney World, because Disneyland ended up being like a wet your whistle. This is so much fun. Imagine how much more fun you're going to have when we develop the world. You see how that went? But
he didn't need to get rid of Disneyland for Disney World to be successful.
Of course not, because they're both successful.
I don't think in his mind Twitter and X can coexist.
That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to say how poor of a business model this is. I'm trying to use a successful business model to say that if you were going to follow a blueprint, that might be one way to do it. I'm sure there are tons of others. Anyone who's been to
I'm not saying he's right. I'm not defending Elon
in Twitter. I'm trying to get at how
Elon.
insane this man must be to think that if this is true, he might be in a worse place than it already seems. He may be in more trouble mentally in his mental state than it appears to most people at this point. If this is true, I think he's had a break. Something is. I can't see how this is a logical, something logical that this man is going to go down. I think this is
completely wrong. I could be completely wrong.
You could be completely right, because being a billionaire means you're deranged and you could do whatever you want. He's so out of touch with reality that you're right. He might feel that he could tank this thing and promote something new, and everyone will just fall in love with him because of how beautifully, like how shiny and sparkly this new venture truly is.
I mean, he's
fail,
annoying
right?
all the creators because he conflated their check mark with that of one you can buy for $8 a month.
Right.
So now, which again, I'm not arguing for or against, but he's alienating his creators. He forced NPR to leave. He's making
because I think he's just
arguably crude jokes,
crazy, weird,
to
right
just
wing.
Yeah,
but in some respects,
but that's the thing, is like,
thing had anything to do with his next venture, but yeah.
No, but I'm just saying that there's so much well, it would if he's intentionally trying to tarnish the name Twitter so that it's not as loved anymore. Like he's trying to break loved. He's trying to yeah, but you know what I mean? There's a brand value there. There's brand equity, and it honestly seems like it's not so much he's trying to tank the company because he needs the infrastructure, he needs the tech.
Yeah.
But it seems like he's trying to tarnish and diminish the brand equity so that the brand itself, Twitter, is no longer valued, and he can just swap it and no one will miss it. And then he'll have to work to regain trust and all that stuff, whatever. But at least no one will miss Twitter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Here's my alternate theory. Maybe he's just really bad at business.
That is possible. Yeah, that is possible.